I've been seeing a lot of people, I've been reading a lot of posts about black people and where we fall in this society as to our responsibility for the society being fucked up towards black people. The fact that this media has been on a decades long, centuries long even, smearing campaign of the black image will pretend, or this society will act like it's our fault. And you'll have other people that will jump in and act like it's our fault. You know what they say to black folk? Y'all black folk ain't voting. This is why y'all continue to suffer out here in this society. Not the fact that it's ran by fucking savages. That has nothing to do with it. Black folk aren't voting. This is what you'll hear. You even hear other black folks say it. Well, if you want things to change, you'll vote. Whether it be on a state level or a presidential level, black people, it's your fault you are facing this type of subjugation, this type of racism, this system of white supremacy, because you're not going to vote. This election period, there were a lot of black people appointed into, I guess would be into the political arena. There were a lot of black people appointed into the political arena. Black people are still shaming black people. We got black people in place, right? And we're continuing to say this to black people that we need to be voting. We need to be voting. We need to be voting. Your ancestors died for the right to vote. But why the fuck must I vote in order for you to not be racist, in order for you to not oppress people, in order for you to put people's lives over money? What the fuck would my vote? How is my vote going to change this system? How is putting black pieces, black players in positions going to change this system? But this is the type of shit that we continue to say to each other. Yet if you don't vote, it's your motherfucking fault. Your ancestors didn't die for the right to vote. They died because white motherfuckers are savages, and they have been historically. That's why your ancestors were dying. Not for the right to vote, because that should just come with being a human being. The fact that your ancestors had to go through that to get the quote-unquote right to vote. The fact that they even had to go through that is because they were in a situation where everything around them, everybody around them is fucking savage. And that still hasn't been dealt with. Come the Voting Rights Act of 1965. People still running to the polls to vote. Black people being pressured and even humiliated into going to vote. If you don't vote, then you're going to basically have, it's your own fault that you're going through what you're going through. No, it's the system of white supremacy's fault because I shouldn't be treated like this. It doesn't matter whether I go down to the polls or not. And if you vote a black person into office, that's not going to change anything. That's been proven countless times. Got all these black folk around here now. How much you want to bet, no matter, even if you have your black police chiefs, you have your black lawyers, you have your black judges, you'll have your black prosecutors, and still the number of black men in prison is staggering. The amount of, or the times that white cops get off for all types of shit. We're going to segue into another story here in a second about these cops. We're going to, these black people still have to bow down to the system that they walked into. You're not going to walk in my house and change my house. We're still trying to work through this system, and black people, even these so-called conscious black people, the pro-black black people, are telling black people, you're going to make your difference down there at the polls. You think if voting had power, you would be able to do it? Do you believe that? Do you trust this government that much? Because that's really what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to the fact of asking yourself, do you trust this government so much, absolutely, that you believe they would give you the power to vote if voting fucking matters? They give people the illusion of power. The illusion of democracy is what we have going on out here. These cops still gonna get off. You'll still have white folk running around here rampaging, terrorizing the entire fucking nation, not being addressed at all. And you'll still have these bitch ass cops out here doing whatever the fuck they want to do. Doesn't matter how many black people go vote. Doesn't matter how many black pieces we have in their system. It doesn't matter. It hasn't changed anything. But you'll still have black people, pro-black people, would-be conscious people telling black people they need to get down into the polls. Oh, it matters on a local level, a state level. How? When? Where's the evidence of this? Because when you ask for evidence, you don't really see any evidence that things are different if you vote on a state level or local level. Because cops still getting off. Those prisons are still full of black folk. Doesn't matter. Charlotte has its first black female either mayor or governor. Let me not question it. Let me look it up. Because I want to say it's mayor or governor, but I don't want to be wrong. We had all types of Charlotte elects its first female African-American mayor. So the first black woman mayor. Actually, this woman, my mom came and told me a story about this woman. This woman apparently was up at my mom's shops and they had some rapport, some type of conversation. My mama told her she needed to, she wanted to do her hair and shit like that. But it says here, Lyles, her name is, let me make sure I get her name right. It's just saying Lyles. I'm not saying her full name. So I'll go with Lyles. Lyles won 58% of the votes over Republican challenger Kenny Smith. Now, black people voted for her. Miss Lyles. Black people voted. They went down to the polls. They got the Republican out, got a Democrat mayor in. Still, I bet money black men will be continuing to fill the prisons up. Black men will continue to have cops in their areas looking to arrest black men for all types of dumbass reasons. And if a Jonathan Farrell, the story that happened here in Charlotte, North Carolina, cop shot Jonathan Farrell, got off with a mistrial. I bet money it wouldn't have mattered that if the mayor was black, that still would have happened. Doesn't matter. And this is not me being cynical. This is not me being on some conspiracy theory shit. This is me paying attention to reality, paying attention to the amount of people who shame black people into running down the vote because it's your fault you're in a system of white supremacy, like you built this motherfucker. Like it's your responsibility to vote your way out of it. I'll watch people be shamed. Let's go out to Los Angeles. A lot of shit going on in California. Let's talk about this motherfucking cop. Headline reads, LAPD officer pulls from field after apparent drug planning caught on body cam. I hate when they use these types of words. Listen to how they worded this shit. A body camera video that allegedly shows a Los Angeles police officer planting drugs on a suspect, a black suspect. They didn't put that in there. I'll let y'all know. Black suspect. Says is by itself inconclusive. LAPD Chief Charlie Beck said Tuesday. Now, what they're trying to do already is put the shadow of a doubt in your mind that, well, maybe things weren't what they seemed. Cops have been planting drugs on black men forever. Forever. Because, once they decided that black men were the, drug kingpins of the fucking world, of the free world, they still doing the, accusing random black men for raping white women. But this planting drugs, they can't come really just lay a white bitch on a motherfucker, They can't lay a raped white bitch on black men. So they found a quicker way. And this is before body cams even came out. They would put drugs on. Oh, shit. Look at what we got here. You've seen this shit. These motherfuckers. And they continue to wake up every day. Black folks still praying for God to get them off their back, White cops, even black cops, crooked cops, bullshit ass cops, fucked up ass cops have been setting black men up, black people up since the beginning. Done caught on camera. They say it's inconclusive. This is the type of shit they try to tell us even when you have it on camera. Allegedly. That's almost like, we're going to go out to, hold on, let me pull this story up too. Again, do you think it would matter if the police chief was black? He would say the same fucking thing. Y'all's boy, coon of the year. What the coon of the year? Sheriff, goddamn Clark, the motherfucker from Milwaukee. Black. Face, right? Black. Still a goddamn coon. Still has the power to have his police force target black men. Let me look up this story real quick. And this is what we're dealing with. This is what we need to vote our way out of. Vote our way out of these savage ass white men running around going ham. Vote our way out of these policies, even though we got black folk out here. Let me read y'all this story. This is what we got to vote our way out of. Let me show y'all. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Some of y'all done heard about what happened in Texas. We'll talk about this for a second here and just deal with this. This is what we need to be voting our way out of. Says body found hanging from tree in South Dallas. We up in Texas right now. Ruled a suicide. A body of a 30-year-old man, black, was found hanging from a tree Thursday in South Dallas. The man's death was ruled. God damn it. Y'all motherfuckers in these goddamn advertisements. Hold on, let me get back. Said the man's death was ruled a suicide by the medical examiner's office, police said Saturday. Now, how do you vote your way out of every single fucking hanging black man is ruled as suicide? Who you voting for? Who you voting for to save you from that? I want y'all to stop letting people shame you into not being a part of this fucking political theater, because that's all it is. It's a goddamn, it's a show. Don't continue to let people shame you into not being a part of this bullshit. Black man found hanging. Oh, he committed suicide. He was all depressed ass motherfucker. Because that's how black folk commit suicide. We always hanging ourselves up from trees. Who you voting for? Cops out here planting drugs on people, allegedly, so they're going to try to get them off. We already know that. Cops planting drugs, white folk going crazy over here in fucking California. A man's body found hanging in Texas. Who you voting for? What's up, Golden Black? She said she's not getting notifications. A lot of people tell me they're not getting notifications. And y'all know they on that bullshit. They're trying to hold me the fuck back, y'all. They trying. Because I'm shaking black people like this now. At this point, I'm shaking the fuck out of black people. Just dumping water on their fucking face to wake them up. And they can't have that. They can't have that. We continue to, we're not looking at things that work for black people. Okay? We're looking at trying to appeal to the sensibility of politicians. We're trying to appeal to the sensibility of the system. That's not working. But we're continuing to do that. Well, maybe if we get a black governor, things will change. No, you've had black governors. The one thing that black people continue to refuse to do is unite. Love each other, love yourself, and unite. The one thing black people ain't doing. We have all these other methods for this would-be revolution. Black folk won't unite on no knowledge. Black folk running around screaming, free Meek Mill. This is what black folk doing right now. Free Meek Mill. Black judge put him in there. But free Meek Mill. Black judge, though. Remember? I thought black people matter in these political arenas. Doesn't matter. Period. But free Meek Mill, though. This is the campaign that's running right now. Not free the millions of black men that get funneled into this bullshit ass system. Millions of black men sitting in prison that are innocent men, not free any of these people. Why are we not running head first and saying, fuck your system? We don't believe in it. Not voting. What is voting going to do about private prisons? Even on your state levels, even in the states that have private prisons, what is voting going to do about that? Nothing. What is voting going to do about the fact that you can't go to a bank and get a fucking business loan because the bank is white owned and they ain't fucking with you like that? What's voting going to do about that? Stop letting people shame you into voting when you know damn well the shit don't make no goddamn sense. A lot of black people will do that. A lot of black people will do that. And they'll tell me I'm tripping. Call me cynical and all types of shit. Understand the situation that we're in, y'all. And there's no way we about to go at this system. By putting ourselves into this system, there's no way, nothing we're about to do by infusing ourselves into no white supremacy. It's not going to happen. And if we continue to try this shit, I'm going to die and we'll still be doing the same shit. The same tactics that we use, we're doing the same exact shit. Because we're not making sure that the generations that come after us are better off, that they have more knowledge than we do. They have way more pride than we do. Because right now we're a prideless people. And a prideless people, you know what they'll do? They'll go into or try to get into a fucking system and make white people love them and make white people write laws for them. That's what they'll do. Please, please see me as human. Please. That's what a prideless people is going to do. And that's what we're continuing to do. And I'm so, I don't want to say that I don't, because of course I still have hope. But if we continue these same practices, if we continue to shame each other into voting, not only at a state level, local levels, not saying that shit's not important, your school board members and all that shit. I'm not telling you not to go do it, but understand that no matter where you are, no matter who you voting for, you black or indigenous, whatever, you're black. So you're going to deal with certain situations that nobody else in the fucking country has to deal with but you. No matter what type of voting you do, because the system wasn't set up to protect you. It's funny how we'll say that this system isn't broken. It was never set up to protect you, but we still keep trying to infuse ourselves into it. Like, it's almost like we can't really, like, you can't say this. You said this. This system wasn't set up to protect you, black man. They wrote you as to 3/5 a man in the Constitution. Black man, go vote. Like, wait, what? How you? Wait a minute. What the fuck? You gotta vote, man. That's how you gonna change the system. It's your fault your water poisonous. It's your fault they spraying fucking chemtrails in the goddamn sky. That's your fault. You didn't vote. You can't even talk about that. You didn't vote. It's your fault that big pharma's running around out here killing all these goddamn holistic doctors. Let's talk about that next. This is your fault. Even though this is a white lady. Says here, 77th holistic doctor shot dead in her Arizona home with her entire family. It's your fault that they running around, big farm, running around here keeping y'all on medications, the same reason that weed is still legal to this fucking day. This is your fault because you didn't vote. Not the fact that the system that would do this is savage. Doesn't make any sense. It's savagery. You shouldn't have to vote for people to be right, for people to be fucking humane. You gotta vote. Like, that's disgusting that we believe that. 77th. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. I'm going to read an excerpt here from her story. It says Dr. Annie Fairbanks, a holistic doctor practicing out of Arizona, was shot dead in her home with husband Jason Fairbanks, 3-year-old daughter, and 9-month-old son. This makes a 77th holistic doctor to have been found dead this way over the past couple years. Sergeant Ben Holster, a spokesman for the Scottsdale Police Department, stated that the police do not believe any other parties are involved. This essentially means there are no suspects, and that this will likely be or this is likely a murder-suicide. Now, y'all telling me this is what I'm supposed to believe. Same thing again. I believe they murdered Dr. Sebi. Okay, I do believe that. But when you look at the list of these holistic doctors that are being killed, their murders are never solved. Nothing ever comes of the cases. And again, this don't matter. This is a white family. Now, I'm not saying the husband, the white men are crazy as fuck. So maybe murder, suicide, maybe. But every single holistic doctor that's murdered, know nothing. Doesn't matter whether they're black, white, doesn't matter what they are, what race they are, know nothing. Is my fault this is happening because I didn't vote? Is that what it is? This type of bullshit is going on out here. Big Pharma out here not wanting to have their pockets touched because making billions ain't enough. It's not enough. All these holistic doctors have been found dead. This ain't no fucking conspiracy theory. This is not something I'm pulling out of my ass. This is really happening out here. White folk will even kill that. What the fuck? Hold on. God damn, that shit. Where the fuck that shit come from? Let me close some of this shit out. Maybe I got some shit open that ain't. You can't yell at me like that, goddamn it. So the reason these holistic doctors are dying is that I didn't vote. The reason black men are being found hanged in trees in Texas is because I didn't vote. The reason that cops are continuing to get away with bullshit, planting drugs on black men, killing people, all willy-nilly. I didn't vote, so that's my fault. The fact that this whole country puts money over every goddamn body, that's my fault. Because I didn't vote. Schools being fucked up, especially inner city schools, where you got the school to prison pipeline. That's my fault because I didn't vote. That's your fault because you didn't vote. You need to go down into the town hall meetings and shit is what they'll tell black folk. This shit's fucked up. As they're continuing to run around out here being savage and justifying it by blaming the people. And you'll even have other black people that say the same shit to you. There's this popular chick on Instagram. God, I don't know her damn name. I want to say something to Mia. I don't know her fucking name. It's supposed to be some type of black activist woman. She goes on there. She says, and she put a meme up that says, well, y'all talking about free McMeals, but y'all wasn't down at the polls voting. It's a black woman, supposed to be a popular black woman, give speeches for black people, love black people, but continues to shame her own people like that has something to do with this. Their savagery is not directly connected to our ability to vote, whether we vote or not. It has nothing to do with that because if you go prior to us voting, them bitches been savage. This government been fucked up prior to the Voting Rights Act of 1965. After the Voting Rights Act of 1965, it's still fucked up. Still. White-owned media controlling the narrative of shit like what happened in California with this white man going on a fucking would-be rampage. Do I need to vote to change that? Do I need to vote? The show, well, these motherfuckers are clearly savage and ain't nobody really talking about this shit. White on white crime is a real thing. Nobody's really talking about it. Do I need to vote about that? Like, come on, man. This shit's killing me. This shit is killing me. The fact that we're shamed trying to make a system be humane. A system should care about kids, should care about the school conditions at the school. That should be automatic. That should be a humane thing. This is a Christian nation. That's what this is. These motherfuckers supposed to be following Jesus. This is what they're telling you. But we still, all this is going on. Black people still being oppressed. It's a Christian nation, but it's money over every goddamn thing. Why would a school be bad? How is that possible in a Christian nation? How are people hungry? I don't get it. I don't get it, but it's explained to me that it's our fault. It's black folks' fault because y'all ain't voting.